Hey, anyway, where y'all want to go? Y'all want to talk about this Joe Rogan shit, or y'all want to talk about this NFL shit?
Let's talk about this Joe Rogan shit, because I've never heard that nigga apologize, and this shit is. I don't know why it's uneasy when you can make Joe Rogan apologize. It feel like the world is over with. Like, because he's been a staunch non-apologizer.
He apologizes a lot
lately, nigga, since he got that Spotify shit. Joe Rogan has been a staunch, I'm an idiot, I'm a jock, what are you gonna do? He never been an apologizer. He's always been, I'm an idiot, why are y'all listening to me? That's what he's always said. He's never been.
I mean, yeah, they all say that. I'm just a dumb comedian. I'm a dumb jock. Oh, yeah, they say that. But
never heard him.
When I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, when I listen to his shit more, I more so hear him being willing to accept different ideas from his own and come around on topics, which most people who have shows never do.
Yeah.
And I mean, so I hear him change positions and evolve all the time.
I hear him evolve all the time, but being apologetic, I've never heard him being apologetic. I've always heard him change positions. He's willing to accept new information. That's what makes Joe Rogan barbecue friendly. It's because he's willing to accept new information, even though he stands on a lot of his principles that may be fallacious. He appears to be willing to accept trumped information. If your information appears to be more solid than his, I've seen him adjust.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just to give people who may not be up to speed on what's going on with Joe Rogan. So recently, he did a podcast with a guy whose name I do not fucking know, nor do I care. It's not important. They were talking about COVID-19 vaccines as they relate to children. And in the podcast, Joe Rogan had said that he had read a study or heard of a study or whatever that said that getting the vaccine, there was an elevated risk in myocarditis from getting the vaccine when compared to just catching COVID. And the physician on the show told him, "Nah, Joe, actually, no. You catch COVID, it's a much higher chance for myocarditis in children." And they went back and forth for a minute. They pulled up some research on it. Joe was proven incorrect in the moment, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that, but I had read some shit otherwise." So he hops on his Instagram or Twitter or whatever the fuck later and says, "You know what? Old boy was right. Glad it was him if it wasn't nobody else, because that motherfucker smart as shit." This is what I was referring to when I was saying what I was saying. So if you've been reading this dumbass article as well, then hey, look, this is what I got it from. But the facts is the facts. And that's where we are now. They want to cancel him because they want to cancel his podcast and remove him from Spotify because his podcast spreads misinformation. They can look at it.
Wait. You before you get into the weeds on it.
No, I'm not getting to weeds. Let's finish weeds.
You gotta bring up Neil Young.
I'm real quick. I'm real quick and I'm done with it. They can look at a conversation as it's supposed to be and still not understand how human communication works and still just push their own narrative. Now, after you get into this, I'll get into the reason why I think the narrative is being pushed. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't nothing to get into. I was just saying what spurred this apologetic tour was Neil Young saying he was going to pull his music from Spotify. And Spotify said, "Fuck off." And then once he said that, then some other white lady, she joined, and that's when he had to apologize. Once it started matriculating and starting to build up steam of white folks talking about pulling their shit off Spotify.
I think he did the apology thing after Neil Young, and I think he did it again after. I think her name was Joni Ernst or whatever. But he made the video about the initial conversation like either that same day or the next day, before any of the actual backlash had came out, really. And before the Neil Young shit, definitely. The Neil Young shit was like about a week or so after, 2 weeks after maybe. But if it's Neil Young and not, I mean, fuck Neil Young. First of all,
That was my point. Fuck Neil Young. But Neil Young got a point though.
no, you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because Neil Young was like,
this ain't the
I
first
believe in
time.
I believe in freedom of speech, and I don't want him to get canceled. But I'm just telling y'all, motherfuckers, I'm not gonna have my shit on the show on the platform where his shit is.
But it wasn't just because he said this one thing. Joe Rogan has had numerous uh misguided thoughts on COVID since this shit all started.
I mean,
Joe Rogan is single handedly responsible for like 40 people dying from the horse tranquilizer. Like
it's horse dewormer,
right.
and Joe Rogan never told nobody to go to PetSmart and pick up the shit.
But again,
It's an
that's why they say,
actual medication given to humans for human ailments.
but that's why they say you just can't rush to speak because the humans ain't smart.
Hey, look, it's not my fault they're not smart. One,
And
two. Also, have you seen the latest findings on the efficacy of ivermectin on COVID-19? They're now saying the government is now saying, hey, ivermectin might be something to that. It's just looking pretty good. They're saying that now. They weren't saying that then.
yeah, what
This
saying
is an
that
issue
back
with
when
him.
motherfuckers was dying from that shit.
Motherfuckers was dying from because they was taking the shit that you give to the animals. And it's two different doses. It's not the same. You, they got all kinds of medicines for animals that humans take also, but you can't take your dog's cough medicine. You know what I'm saying? You don't take what's intended for the animal, even if it got some of the same ingredients. Different formulated compounds. But the thing with Joe, in my opinion, is that he has conversations. And people don't like those conversations getting out because they provide alternative viewpoints. And you have people who are in positions that stand to benefit from those viewpoints not being expressed, like things like ivermectin. So when you have a motherfucker like a Neil Young come out and say, I'm pulling my music off of Spotify, even though he sold his music like 2 years ago or so, maybe a year ago. I don't know when the fuck he sold it. He sold his music. He sold his catalog to a company. Now here's where it gets interesting. The company in which he sold his catalog to is owned by I think it's BlackRock.
And what do they manufacture? Is Zithromycin.
No. But also this, their new CEO, former head of Pfizer.
Yep, see?
Who got interest in Pfizer-related shit. You know what Pfizer had interest in?
And Zithromycin.
The proliferation of COVID. I mean, I'm not going to get as technical as usually all that shit. Proliferation of COVID. That's what they want because they have a vaccine for COVID. And COVID's around, and there's only a few approved ways of treating it. And we happen to have one of those few ways of treating it. We stand to make a lot of money. And so we don't like the motherfucker going out spewing all these shits about getting into our pockets. So I'm gonna try to be a bully. I'm not even be a bully. Try to use my weight and my influence on different entities to try to get that shit the fuck off. So I'll pull a Neil Young's catalog and a Joni Erd's catalog and whoever the fuck else catalogs I just so happen to be able to buy. So now I own them. And I'll get them to go be spokespersons and say, hey, look, fuck those guys. But hey, y'all be the judge for yourselves. Y'all take this motherfucker word for it. Neil Young, piece of shit. He tells you to go get your subscription off of Spotify because they're not good with that Joe Rogan guy. But come over here with me to Amazon because all these people are altruistic, righteous individuals. that make their
These are
employees
motherfuckers
piss
that's
in
paying
bottles.
me.
We can't hear you, man.
Say, because these are motherfuckers that's paying me.
Actually, Tidal pays the most for streaming.
I guarantee you, Tidal ain't paying as much as whatever the fuck he got for selling his shit to that company.
That ain't the streaming services, fam. That's just selling your publishing.
Yeah, he sold
The
his
streaming
publishing.
services ain't trying to buy. To my knowledge, I don't think Tidal or Spotify, any of them is trying to buy artists' publishing.
Yeah,
They're trying to get.
but my point is that nigga made more from that company than he gonna ever make from Tidal or Spotify or the other them shits. So yeah, I'm finna talk down on Spotify for the motherfuckers that done hook me up.
Hey, look! I don't think so. Why would they buy his music for more money than his music is worth? Do you think these companies get into the business of just making bad decisions off the rip?
No, I believe that Neil Young know what side of the bread his shit is buttered on, and he gonna look out.
I believe Neil Young never listened to Master P tell the world, if them motherfucker gonna offer you $50 million for it, shit, I got to be worth 200 at least. Fuck that, nah. I think personally, motherfucker offer you $50 million for your catalog. They're not planning on just making $50 million with your catalog. They're not. They're gonna make more. That's why they bought it. So if they're gonna make more, and
it's your catalog, you can make more.
Your catalog. It's
I,
vulturism to me, is what it is. They're getting desperate motherfuckers who need this cash infusion immediately, and they're playing on their short-sightedness. But hey, that's the evil of corporations. I don't really care.
The evil that men do.
I don't believe you in the fact that I know that white ass Neil Young has a massive collection and a very, very deep, no limit library. I'm telling you, Neil Young has heard everything Master P has said.
So you mean tell me Neil Young got The Last Don on repeat?
Nigga, Neil Young listens to Ghetto Commission twice a week.
I guarantee
he had Ghetto D in the book, under the seat. I'm
telling you, one of them 7 copies that Skull Druggery sold was to Neil Young.
Neil Young in the shower every morning. Game fucked up. I ain't got no friends. I just spent my last $70,000 on a drop top bed.
And I'm a trill nigga. and he's saying the trill nigga part.
Oh yeah, Hey look. He looks like he may let the hard ERs pop off.
No,
Neil Young. Not the curse look, but
no. Neil Young definitely only says nigga on that one verse.
Oh, just that one verse.
Any other time Neil Young does not say nigga, but when Pimp C yell it,
hold on. Neil Young look like a nigga that hit a changer.
The what?
He look like a nigga that hit a changer.
Yeah, I think Neil Young is more of a ninja.
A ninja?
Yeah.
No, it's too close. He's a hitter. My hitter. My motherfucking hitter.
He gonna make sure nobody think he's saying fuck them other hitters because I'm down with my hitters.
Chris Rock fucked that up in Beverly Hills Ninja. Mommy's a ninja. I'm a what? Hey, gee, that was the funniest fucking scene damn near of my life when that nigga was in the elevator with that white kid. I'm a ninja. That motherfucker say a what?
Shout out to Chris Farley.
Rest in peace, Chris Farley.
Rest in peace, Chris Farley.
Big guy in the little.